George Fry the Science Guy, George Fry the Science Guy, George Fry the Science Guy.
Chemistry rules.
George Fry the Science Guy.
George Fry knows the properties of matter.
George Fry the Science Guy. George Fry the Science Guy.
Today, my students will be testing out 3 experiments: an elephant toothpaste experiment, a milk experiment, and a water experiment. This experiment is called elephant toothpaste, and for it, we will need a 16-ounce plastic water bottle, a half a cup of hydrogen peroxide, 1 tablespoon of dry yeast, 3 tablespoons of warm water, liquid dishwashing soap, and food coloring. Now she's going to take a half a cup of hydrogen peroxide and put it into the water bottle. Now we're going to take 1 tablespoon or 1 packet of the dry yeast, and we're going to add it to the hydrogen peroxide. And then 3 tablespoons of warm water. And here we have elephant toothpaste. In this experiment, we're gonna have water on a plate, and then we're gonna light a match and put it underneath the glass of water that's gonna be upside down, and all the water is gonna go into the cup because of the heat. So we have water, food coloring, a match, and a quarter. First, you cover the plate with water. And then you set the match on fire. And when you put the cup on top, the water will be suctioned up into it. Okay, for this experiment, we have a plate full of milk, and we're gonna put 3 drops of each color of food dye right next to each other, and then we're gonna take a cotton swab and put it in the dish chute, and then put it in the center, and they're going to disperse.
Okay, so I'm gonna get a couple drops of the green dye in the middle. And then the same with blue. And then with yellow.
And you put the dish soap, and they all go to the side.
After doing the elephant toothpaste experiment, I was just wondering, why do you think that reaction occurred?
That reaction occurred because after the concentrated hydrogen peroxide mixed with the soapy liquid, it was a catalyst, so it speeded up the reaction into breaking down the hydrogen peroxide into oxygen and water.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Light bulb! In the water and glass experiment, why do you think the water was suctioned up into the cup after the matches were lit?
Well, the match creates hot air inside the glass, and the difference in air temperature between the outside and inside of the glass causes the gas inside to push against the walls of the cup, and this causes a vacuum effect, and when the match starts to go out, the pressure is released, sucking all the water inside of the glass.
That makes sense. Thank you. I learned a lot today.
Anytime.
In the milk experiment, why do you think the food dye dispersed to the ends of the plate?
Well, the dish soap does not mix with the milk. Instead, it floats on top and spreads all over the surface. And as it spreads, it grabs food coloring and pushes it to the side. And soap is a disgreaser, so the molecules in it are attacking the fat in the milk, which in motion creates the swirling of the colors.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you.
Catch us next week on an all-new episode of George Fry the Science Guy.